Stephanie, Talk Tales and Trivia. How are you this holiday week? I hope you're having a great holiday week. And why do I call it a holiday week? Well, it is leading up to so much fun and excitement, as most holidays do. And as we know, every day can be a holiday. We at Talk Tales and Trivia have another celebration. This is our 20th episode. Thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in. It means so much to us. And to celebrate you, our listener, we have a contest. Yes, we do. All the information will be announced at the end of this episode. So stay tuned. Our topic this episode is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the 1964 TV classic. And yes, it was made before I was born. It took the creative minds of two men to imagine a wonderful stop-motion animation. Jules Bass and Arthur Rankin were the best and still the most famous for their stop-motion animation. The mainstays of the business were Christmas-themed animated specials for airing on American television. In 1964, the company produced a special for NBC. Yes, it was a stop-motion animated adaptation of the Johnny Marks song, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. As most of these Rankin-Bass productions, these classics starred a famous actor of the day doing the narration. Burl Ives was the narrator for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in this particular children's Christmas special. Yes, but also Fred Astaire in Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and Shirley Booth in the Christmas classic The Year Without a Santa Claus. Most adults have these Christmas classics as memories growing up, and even those of different faiths loved to watch them every Christmas season. Well, as you can only imagine, as far as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was concerned, I was absolutely ecstatic to recently see one writer say that when the toy-making elf Hermie informed his boss he'd rather be a dentist, he felt the kind of pride misfits everywhere experience. Yes, it's true. We all had that feel-good moment. Honest, feel-good classics that stick to a child's heart, never to be forgotten. But it is suggested by some that most of these Rankin-Bass productions are brain-breakingly bizarre. Really? I see nothing wrong or overtly bizarre. Perhaps that's taking it a bit too far. Yes, when I was a small child, I didn't give it a second thought. Bizarre never entered my mind. I've heard some say that the moral of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is that respect is hard-earned if you're born different. But aren't we all inherently born different and have our own personalities and individuality, if you will? Respect isn't hard-earned unless you make it so in your own thinking. So right after Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer made its debut in 1964, the TV editors took out certain scenes in the classic that made the classic, well, choppy and a bit confusing. Such as in the TV special, they never seem to explain why Yukon Cornelius licks his pickaxe. The answer that is never answered in the TV version is that he was looking for peppermint and was, indeed, trying to find a peppermint mine and would lick his pickaxe to see if he found one. Now, the reason he was looking for peppermint in the first place has really never been told. Don't despair. Although you won't see the original version on TV, you can still get the uncut version of it on DVD at Amazon or other online sites. But as for Rudolph and the rest of these Rankin-Bass Christmas specials, these made Christmas, well, more Christmassy for me. with an all ends well or happily ever after ending. For an example, Rudolph had a bright red nose, as we know, but was shunned by his father and schoolmates alike in the beginning. But by the ending, well, he saved Christmas, and everyone appreciated his obvious difference. His father saying, "That's my buck," and he saved the toys that were stuck on that awful island of misfit toys, and the children loved them just as much as any other toy. Yes, they did. Say what you will about these holiday stop-motion Christmas classics, but they go down in history as special memories, never to be forgotten. If you are intrigued, like I am, by Rudolph and other Rankin Bass productions, there is a brand new book out, 20th Anniversary Edition of the Enchanted World of Rankin Bass, a portfolio. It is in hardcover, and it is a pre-order coming out December 9th by Rick Goldschmidt. Don't mistake this book as a children's book. No, it's a sturdy 412-pager. Okay, contest announcement time. You are probably asking why a contest. As previously stated, well, it's our 20th episode after all, and it is the season of giving. And don't forget, the more you give without thinking of receiving anything in return, the more you get in return. So here are the rules. Let's see. You must answer 3 trivia questions correctly and be happily willing to give Talk, Tales, and Trivia a review on iTunes. Now, the trivia questions come from the different holiday episodes of the show. That means Thanksgiving or Christmas episodes. You may have to search for them. But not too hard. Really only the November and December episodes. And it will be worth it. Please note, if you answer all 3 questions correctly and write the review, you will be entered into a random drawing for the 3 prizes. Here are the 3 prizes. The first prize is fantastic and has a value of $60. The second prize is wonderful and has a value of $40. The third prize will make anyone happy and has a value of $20. Now on to the questions. Question 1. What is my favorite German drink? A. Cocoa with whipped cream on top. B. Glühwein with rum. C. Radler. Or D. Apple schnapps. All very good. Question 2. As one of my tales, what did I do as a special treat on one Thanksgiving Day when I was a teenager? A. Watch Miracle on 34th Street. B. Go for a drive with my dad. C. Be bored and play with my dog. Or D. Make the pumpkin pie. Question 3. What town did Charles Dickens get the inspiration for the novel A Christmas Carol? A. London, B. Sussex, C. Brighton, or D. Manchester? Send your answers of the trivia questions to our email address at talktalesandtrivia@gmail.com by December 23rd. And please keep in mind, to be entered into the contest and be eligible for the random drawing, you must also write the review. I would be remiss if I ended this week without my tale for this episode. My tale begins only a few weeks ago while skimming a catalog looking for small gifts and stocking stuffers. Lo and behold, there it was. Yes, a nightlight with Rudolph and Hermie sitting in the snow around a bonfire. This one I had to have for myself, and I couldn't wait. Don't worry, I'll leave the link in the show notes to this nightlight because it's adorable. When I was very young, I would get all snuggly in my PJs and sit in the living room and watch the slow-motion classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on TV. And at the time, the TV networks really only showed the special once a season. And of course, we didn't have the luxury of getting the Rankin Bass classics on DVD or seeing them on streaming video. Boy, how things have changed. But perhaps for the better, depending on who you ask. All the Rankin Bass Christmas specials are very special indeed. Not only are they stop motion, which is truly a lost art in film and TV production, but the fun-loving, quirky scenes are beloved by almost everyone. How do you feel about the older Christmas specials? And do you still watch these classics? We at Talk Tales and Trivia would love to know. That is it for this week's holiday episode of Talk Tales and Trivia. Of course, we will be back next week with another, perhaps, holiday episode. Who knows? I do, but I'm not telling. Stay tuned for another great episode of Talk Tales and Trivia, and I will see you then. See ya!